Watch me lock up a deal live with a listing agent on a headache property that she couldn't get sold. It'd been on the market a really long time. It also been in and out of contract with flaky buyers. And to make it even more dramatic, the seller was pregnant with her new baby and also selling due to a divorce. Like, you can't make this up. In the call, I end up pitching different solutions and ultimately end up buying the property on creative finance subject to the existing mortgage. And real quick, if you don't know what subject to is, it's when you purchase a property by agreeing to take over the seller's existing mortgage payments, all while keeping the loan in the seller's name. I've personally bought and sold multiple properties using this strategy, and if you're interested in learning more how to do it yourself, make sure you check out the other content on my channel. And really make sure that you watch all the way through to the end of the call. Pay attention to how I ask some of the questions to the agent and also how I go through the call and pitch different solutions and focus on trying solving the seller's problem. Ultimately, I think that's what gets me the deal in the end.
Hi, Allison.
Yes, hi.
Hi, this is Cedric. You were speaking with.
You.
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. You spoke with Juan and Hawa from my team. Is now still an okay time? Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I wanted to touch base and get a little bit more details on the property here and see if it's something that I might be able to underwrite and get you an offer for. So I have a few notes here about the situation and everything. I see you guys have been listed for quite a while.
Right.
But can you just kind of catch me up to speed on, what you and Hawa last spoke about?
Well, basically, the reason it's been on the market so long is because it's been under contract twice with investors. The first one just ghosted us a week before closing, and the second one pulled out like the day before the end of the inspection period, and he never even did an inspection. So honestly, my seller's a little bit wary of investors, but as I told the lady earlier, we'd be prepared to look at it as long as we don't have to take it off the market until after the inspection period.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Wow. So you got to,
You're more serious.
yeah, no, okay. That makes sense. Gosh, so I mean, you got the runaround from two different investors, huh? What happened?
Because the first one disappeared, and even the title company said they couldn't believe it because they'd worked with the investor for on several deals, and they couldn't get hold of them. So they just disappeared, and then the second one just said, "Oh, they changed their mind." But I mean, I hear that basically a lot of these investor companies will go under contract, and if they can't find a buyer to sell it to, then they just pull out. So I think that's what's happening.
Oh yeah, it sounds like you might have been dealing with one or two wholesalers. And
Oh, yes, I think that's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I've seen that happen time and time again. And yeah, man, I'm so sorry that happened. That's super frustrating to get all the way to the closing table.
Yeah, he wants to, but he is willing to try because it's a divorce situation, and she can rent the house, but it does belong to her. So that is an option. She can just rent it if we can't sell it, but she'd rather sell it.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So it's sorry to hear about the divorce. So are you representing the ex-wife, it sounds like?
Yes. Well, both of them really. They both signed the listing agreement, but apparently it's her house, even though it's in both names. It's she's the one that basically bought it into the relationship, I guess.
I see. Okay. So she's kind of controlled the house from the beginning. And how is
Yeah.
I've worked a number of these situations and they're all different, but I mean, how's the relationship currently between the ex-spouses? Are they okay?
Straight away, so he's signing, and he told me the other day. He said it's her house. Whatever she wants to do, it's fine. So
I
he's
see.
not expecting anything out of it. So.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like he's just on board and ready to get it sold too and kind of
Right.
just go their
He was
separate
also
ways.
too. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, and I have a couple notes here. It says that the previous buyer was the previous offer like a creative finance offer? Or was it a
Yeah.
cash offer or what?
Yeah. You know, it was basically, sell a sell a finance or whatever it is, for X amount of time and X, whatever. But basically, they took over the original mortgage and then paid her a little bit of money different and paid monthly, and then eventually they would buy it.
I see. I see. Okay. Um, and she was open to that, obviously, because she accepted the
Yeah,
offer.
yeah,
I see. Okay, cool. Perfect. Well, here's basically, what we could do. I'm not too sure how much, Hawa mentioned. Um, but essentially, we are an investment company as well, right?
mm-hmm.
And typically when we're looking at opportunities off the MLS such as this one, um, it's mainly, this kind of fits right into the box we look for in terms of homes that have maybe been sitting a while or have gone
Yeah,
pending and then back on market and really what we like to do is we like to be a resource for sellers and agents such as yourself to make sure that these actually get done and actually get to the closing table, right?
right,
Um, my main goal, if this qualifies and checks out and we can put something together, my main goal is to make sure number one, the seller can sell the house like she needs to. Yeah, I understand people who go through divorces and it's never a easy situation. So I understand how a house can hold it up, and we want to make sure that we can get it done for them, and then obviously make sure your work is paid for and you get paid for all the work you've already done. So, um, with something like this, because I'm looking at the pictures now, and it's a gorgeous home.
mm-hmm.
Great location too. Um, typically when we're buying properties as investors, we're doing them one of two ways. Normally if we're buying something that's a little bit more in need of repair, more of a fixer,
Yeah, mm-hmm.
we'll typically try and put those together with cash offers.
Yeah.
This
I've got
home
that needs doing to it. Everything's
that
pretty decent shape, roof and everything. So I mean, it's not like it would be a personal choice if you wanted to do anything to it. The only thing I could say is that the yard doesn't have much in the way of grass. But I mean, it's a small yard, so it's not a big deal. The backyard, this is.
sure,
Because with it had an extension on it. I think it was done before these people bought it, so there isn't a lot of backyard, but it's fenced. But the grass I don't know if you're from Florida or not, but the grass in Florida is um it dies in winter. So right now it just looks dead. Um, but I think there is a sprinkler system. It's just not on right now. So I mean that's the only thing I can think that anybody might want to do to it.
okay, yeah, because I mean, looking through, like I said, I mean, it looks in really good condition. It's a beautiful home,
It's a big house too. It's quite big because of the extension.
and so I know, typically when a home is this turnkey and move-in ready, it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to expend that much capital and just pay cash for it because there's not really a
Right.
huge return. We
Mm-hmm.
can't put more cash to up the value, right? It's already
Right.
move-in ready.
Yeah.
So typically, we'd be looking to do some sort of creative offer, some creative
Yeah.
finance offer on this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be really happy to talk with you or you and the seller both on what those terms would look like. Um, I see here, so there's a loan on it, right? Is there still a VA loan?
Yes, it's still a VA loan. I know the interest rate is pretty high. I think it's 7.75. That's one of
Ooh.
the bad things about it.
It is.
um,
Okay.
I think it's Well, in November, I think it was, I want to say it was 435 or 437 because she only bought it just over a year ago. So, unfortunately, that's the bad side to it.
I saw that. Yeah. So there's unfortunately basically no equity in this one. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, as long as I think she got out of it, or even if she got a little bit of cash, I think she'd be happy. But she was, I mean, she accepted the two offers just like that, the creative financing. So, but there was a little bit cash for her, but obviously you're going to have to put your own figures together and see if it works.
What the other two offers were how much
It
were
was,
they? It
the
was higher
first one,
price.
I think it was around 25 at the time.
Okay, and how much were they putting down?
Hold on,
Or
let me get it up.
how much does she need down, honestly? If she's moving, like what's her next step?
She isn't, well, she doesn't live there. I
Okay.
don't remember. Okay, let's see if I can turn it off. Sorry, internet's a bit slow.
You're okay. Take your time.
Realty Group. Let's see, let's see. So the one of them executed. Let's have a look. Actually, this was the second one. They offered 445, and what was she getting?
Okay, so were they offering her basically like $10,000 in cash and then taking over?
Getting paid the 3%. Just a little bit of cash. The first one was more obviously. When was that one? That one October last year. And this is the one that ghosted us at closing. That one was 515, and I think it was like 30,000 at closing. I mean, that was a lot, but like I said, they just ghosted us like a few days before closing. It's really weird.
Wow.
But I guess they couldn't find a buyer, so
Yeah, it sounds like they just kind of
yeah.
sounds like they just kind of shot you a random number and yeah, we're just kind of taking you for a turn. I'm sorry. Okay. So, no, okay, perfect. So, and obviously, I want to make sure that you're compensated at closing as well. So, typically, um, when we do these transactions, there's a couple different ways that we can do them, and it really just depends on number one, what you think is the best approach, and then number two, what works for the seller, okay? Um, so are you listing this for 3%?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see. 3%. And okay. And so essentially, in your honest opinion, because you have the relationship with her,
Yeah.
do you think the seller is going to have funds to compensate you out at closing for that 3%?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, that's not a problem. What we can do, there's one of two ways we can look at this. We can either factor your 3% into her down payment at closing, and then it would basically
Yeah.
come out of her down payment.
We could do that.
And we could still, we would still try and structure it so we leave her with some. It's not like she's going to be left with nothing. Um,
Right.
but we could either do it that way, or another way we can do it is we can just offer to like we can pay the commission directly at close of escrow, and
Right.
she would end up probably just getting a smaller amount down.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I think, you know, she'd like to just get it offhand, and if she got a little bit in hand, she'd be happy. I think. I mean, but if she broke even, we'd have to figure it out, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. And is there any sort of HOA dues or anything here?
There is, but it's very cheap. Let me just look it up for you. It's a very small HOA. I want to say it's like 150 every 6 months, something like that.
Oh, that is
Let me just
cheap. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Let me just confirm. I don't want to give you the wrong figure, but HOA. Oh, 207. 207 every 6 months.
207. Okay, so that's 414 a year. Okay.
Yeah, it's still reasonable.
Wow, that is reasonable compared to some places
Yeah.
in Florida.
Oh, no. They're crazy, believe me.
Okay, so looking at this deal, Allison, here's basically what I'm thinking. Um, this would definitely have to be a creative deal, but I think what we could do is we could agree to come in and purchase the property from her, and we could essentially agree to take over the existing VA loan. Okay. So
Yeah.
we would buy it subject to that.
Mhm.
And then I need to see how much money how much money is left here for her for a down payment.
Right.
Because let's see, essentially, if we are, and one other thing here, our piece of information, if you have it, do you happen to know off the top of your head
Mhm.
what her monthly mortgage payment is?
I do. I do. It's just like 3,092, something like that. Just over 3,000.
Okay, 3,092, I'll put. Um, hmm.
I know. So high because of the interest rate. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's really, really tough to be honest.
Mhm.
Typically, if I'm being 100% honest with you, typically it's hard for me to get anything over 4.5, 5% or 5% approved. Just,
Yeah.
but you never know. And honestly, if there's a way for us to, cash flow a little bit or even break even, we'll try and make it happen here.
Mhm.
Um, let me uh sorry, I'm just doing some calculations on my computer,
Yeah.
so I might be a little quiet here. One sec. So, and there's no like arrears or anything, right? Is she up to date on the mortgage?
She is. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay. So how long you been doing real estate in that area?
You think because of the accent. I've been here just almost 27 years, and I've been doing real estate since I got here.
Wow. Good for
I know.
you. That's amazing.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
All in Florida there, huh?
Yeah. All in Florida, different parts of Central Florida, but in a sort of 50-mile radius.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really cool. So initially, when I first came over from England, I did vacation homes and like pretty much selling just to British people to rent out and did property management. But over the years, I moved and we're not in that area anymore. So I do more residential stuff now and more farms because I actually have a big horse rescue. So most of my clients are either looking for land or selling land or whatever.
Oh, wow. No way. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun.
Wow.
I enjoy it.
That's very, very cool. So
Yeah.
were you into horses all along, or did you recently just have aspirations to do the rescue, or?
Pretty much just about 19 years ago, we bought a property with land so I could have a horse because I'd always wanted one, but never had the opportunity. And we got two, and then it sort of grew from there. It was crazy. We started rescuing, and then we turned it into a non-profit, and now we're open to the public and do all sorts of
Wow.
things, you know. So the real estate helped to pay for it. So I have to keep working. I have no choice.
Definitely, definitely. Um, okay, let's see. Bear with me here. I'm just looking at some stuff. Ugh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So I think there might be something here. I think there might be something here.
We can make it work somehow.
Let's see. So I'm going to actually do this, and then okay. So I just did some really basic underwriting.
Yeah.
Just with the terms that you gave me, and I mean it looks like it's something we could definitely put together and we'd be interested in. Um I have one question here for you. Um and obviously I know you can't answer 100% for her. What's the seller's name, by the way?
Vanessa Brooks.
Vanessa. Okay. So I know you can't answer 100% for Vanessa, but typically when we purchase these properties, and we're actually taking over the existing mortgage subject to, we normally end up just taking them over for the life of the loan. But I know that she just bought it a year ago.
Yeah.
Um, how how long do you feel like she would allow us to keep making those payments until she maybe wanted us to refinance it out?
Let me just see what the other one was for because she accepted that. So
Okay.
let me see real quick. I think the mortgage might be a little less because on this one in October it was 432, so that's good.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, does it not tell me the amount of years on here? Loan term 360. That was only 3 years, right? 10, 360. Does that mean months?
Typically that's months. Yeah. So,
Go back to
so typically, the loan term, if it's 360, it's 30 years.
Oh, well, maybe it was then. Yeah.
So it sounds like she's okay with us just taking it over.
Yeah.
Um, which, we'd be happy to do. And the reason I bring it up is because, if we're able to do that, it gives me a lot more leverage to convince my underwriter that we can move forward on it instead of having
Yeah.
to, worry about refinancing it in 2 years or something. And
Do it that way and let's see what she says because she's obviously accepted that one. I can't see the terms on the other one for some reason. It's just so many pages. I'm trying to run through it quick, you know.
yeah,
It's not on that page. Let's see if it's on that one. If not, I mean, you obviously that one was okay. Let's see, inspection period. Yeah, I can't see anything on that one either. That's so strange. I mean, I'm sure it's in there somewhere. It's just finding it. But yeah, so I mean, at least the other one she accepted that was the 30 years. So I think we'll be good.
okay. And then what I think what I can do here is um I can. What do you think she'd say if I could get her 2 grand in her pocket at closing?
I think she'd be happy with that.
Would she be pretty
You know,
thrilled with that?
and it's done. I think she'll be happy. She's actually due to have a baby soon, so I think she just wants to get it, you know,
Oh gosh.
get it sorted. Yeah, I mean, it's not a first baby, but obviously it's with this new guy, whoever she's with. So
Yeah, but just being pregnant and dealing with the divorce and selling a house, that is a lot for a woman to take on at one time. So I feel her pain. Um, well, let's help her out. Let's get this done for her. I think here's what I'm looking at, Allison, and you tell me what you think.
yeah,
Right now, this is what it would look like. We would take over the 435 mortgage
yeah,
at 7.75%, the $3,092 a month payment, and that is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, correct? Okay, perfect. So we would take over that entire obligation from Vanessa. Um, she no longer has to worry about it. We pay it every single month, and it's a performing, note on her record.
right,
Um, we'll also give her $2,000 cash at close of escrow,
yeah,
and then agree to cover all of the closing costs as well.
okay,
And then what I can do here, because when we do these transactions, I'm being honest with you, the purchase price isn't going to be the 479 that you're at right now.
oh no,
The
I
the
understand
the
that.
way that they
Yeah,
break the numbers down, it's actually going to be a little over the 435 mortgage amount, but I have here in my calculator that we can pay your commission of 13,000.
right, okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then after I take it, we're gonna have to clean it up. We're gonna have to do, put a little bit of money into it before we get tenants in there and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I think, all in, I think we could get it done around that. Um,
Mhm.
and basically get her onto her next chapter and get her moved on.
Be awesome. So, do you want me to just tell her that, or do you want to send it to me in like a letter of intent or something, or even an offer? Do you want to send it in an offer for her to sign?
What do you think's best?
Send the offer, definitely.
Send the offer?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
send the offer. I'm pretty sure she'll sign it. And like I said, what would your inspection period be?
So we could do a pretty quick one. We could, if you can just give us like a week,
Yeah.
just a week to, so I could get my local people on ground to just maybe do like 1 or 2 walkthroughs. We just have to verify condition.
The,
Um,
yeah. The other husband's been staying there on and off, but it's not a problem to get in. I've got a lockbox on the front door. I just have to let him know when somebody's going, so that he's not in bed or something.
Perfect.
But yeah, that's
Perfect.
fine. It's very easy to get into.
Yeah, as long as it's easy to get into and smooth, I think we could get an inspection done in, 7 to 10 days, nothing super long. Um, And then, with the offer as well, we'll have EMD in there. We'll have a projected closing date as well. Um, but we could typically get these done in about 30 days.
Okay, perfect. That'd be great. Yeah, send me the offer for her to sign. I think she'll sign it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I have one other appointment this afternoon, but I'm gonna send you a text message right now so you have my
Okay.
info, and then I'll get someone from my team to start working on your offer today, okay?
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can get this to closing. It'd be great.
Oh, I would love that. We're gonna get this one to closing, and then hopefully you and I can work on some more in the future, maybe.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
All right, Allison. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.
And there you have it. Did you notice that every time she expressed a frustration or an issue with the situation, that's when I really tried to dig deep in order to get more information out of her. You know, especially when she mentioned the two previous buyers and how frustrating that was going in and out of contract with them. An extra ninja tip for you, remember that when you're calling agents, they typically have some sort of ego. They're used to being the ones calling the shots, being the person who's doing the consulting on all the decision making, and being that trusted advisor in the sale. The best way to make sure that you don't step on anybody's toes or come off as a know-it-all is to make sure you ask the agent's opinion on certain things while you're talking with them. By you just asking their opinion on things, it makes them feel more involved and makes them feel like they're still in control of their own sale. This will result in you being able to build way better rapport with them, so then hopefully you get juicier information and can lock up even sweeter deals. But at the end of the day, I want you to realize how important it is on just focusing on solving people's problems. In wholesaling, your day-to-day transactions are going to involve people who are going through big problems in life situations. So it's up to you to be empathetic, compassionate, and act with integrity while pitching real solutions that hopefully benefit everybody involved. I really hope you liked this video. I hope you learned a lot. And if you want to polish up your skills and learn the scripts and tactics I use in this call, all you need to do is join the Unicorn Agent Academy. It's a free online community that's centered around turning normal agents into legendary investors. If you want to learn more, just click the link in the description. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. And if you haven't already, I'd love to have you as a new subscriber. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.